Trump just deported cocky illegal who's been here for 20 years after seeing what she did entire time. There's a rule of thumb among lawyers that goes, if you have the facts on your side, pound the facts. If you have the law on your side, pound the law. If you have neither on your side, pound the table. To that end, there's been a whole lot of table pounding in Ohio over one illegal alien who has been deported just a few days ago. The entire liberal world has their panties in a bunch because they say that she didn't deserve deportation. Just as a refresher course, if you're here illegally, you deserve deportation. Since many illegals have gotten so ingrained in American society without being sent back home that they've claimed this oversight as a right. That wasn't the case when they came, and it's not the case now. This particular illegal, Beatrice Morelos, has become the poster child of the rebellion against ICE because she looks like the perfect citizen on paper. The only problem with that is that they're saying consistently that she didn't do anything wrong. The implication is that her human rights overruled our national laws. Since she's not a refugee, that's just not the case, by any rational standard. And what she did for the decades that she lived here illegally is make a mockery of our laws, and ignore every effort to keep our country safe by acting like she was above the law. Maybe that's not such a big deal to some people, but all the potential legal immigrants who are waiting in line to come to our country would consider it a big deal. News 5 Cleveland has been covering this story with all the misguided compassion that can be mustered. On a personal level, I truly feel bad for anyone who feels unsafe. However, it's not the government's job to placate people's feelings, it's their job to enforce the law, and the law says no entry without a visa and deportation upon realization of illegal status. The friend in the above video is obviously confused if she thinks that America promised this woman anything upon arrival. Just because it's the land of promise, that doesn't mean that it promises everything to everyone. There are stipulations and Morelos didn't follow them. It sounds like ICE might need to hang out outside of St. Mary's and check some IDs. I don't know about you guys, but I'm cool with it if the other illegals in the area are scared they might get deported. They probably need to get themselves into the proper framework for citizenship if they don't want to be scared of deportation. But until that happens, the liberal media and defense attorneys will just keep pounding the table, since they don't have another leg to stand on. More from News 5 with their heartbreaking appeal to all those who can be manipulated into wanting to make legal exceptions for every sob story that comes along. Painesville, Ohio, a Painesville mother of 4 was deported on Tuesday without incident after being held in an Immigration and Customs Enforcement (ICE) detention facility in Tiffin, Ohio. Beatrice Morelos was sent back without incident, according to ICE. Her attorney, Elizabeth Ford, were begging ICE officials to rethink their decision. Morelos' attorney says not only does Morelos not have a criminal history, but she'd be sent to what's considered one of the most dangerous places in Mexico. Nuevo Laredo is just south of the Texas border in the Mexican state of Tamaulipas, where drug cartels, gangs and convicted criminals run the show. It is so dangerous, in fact, that 2 men, Mexican immigrants deported from Painesville several weeks ago, were kidnapped and held for ransom there. For years, this has been her worst fear, and it's coming true, said Morelos' husband, Jose de Jesus. For 17 years, Morelos, her husband, and their 4 kids have made a home in Painesville, Ohio. That is until now. 8 days ago, Morelos was arrested for driving without a license. From there, immigration officials discovered she had been living in the U.S. as an undocumented immigrant and scheduled her deportation for 1 week later. She said that she's very afraid, that she doesn't want to go back to a country where she's coming from because her life is at risk over there, said de Jesus. I can imagine putting a mother, who's in her mid-30s with 4 U.S. citizen children there alone, Ford said. She has no family in Mexico, her entire family is in the United States. It's absolutely horrific to think that this is where this young woman is going. Ford has asked ICE to grant Morelos a stay. However, this is unlikely considering the mass deportations taking place since the Trump administration prioritized kicking out illegal immigrants. Ford said the way U.S. immigration laws are currently written, it would have made it impossible for Morelos to have become a citizen while she was here. It is absolutely impossible for people in her situation, and in many other people's situations, to correct their status with how the laws are written now. If she was able to correct her status, she absolutely would have, just like many of the other people would, said Ford. He tells them that they're going to be reunited, that he gives them faith that they're going to be reunited again, said a translator, speaking on behalf of the Jesus. Morelos' 4 kids, the youngest of which is 4 years old, are all U.S. citizens and her husband is here with a visa. Share if you still think ICE should continue the crackdown on illegals. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe Breaking News 365 channel. Goodbye and see you again.